Okay, okay, okay. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the Redefine Wellness Welcome call. I want to introduce myself in case you have not met me, Karen. I know I just met you last week, which was a pleasure to meet you. But my name is Crystal Salter. I'm a certified personal trainer. I am a macronutrition coach. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, specializing in behavior change. And I am now studying to be a functional nutrition coach where we're able to heal the body through food and herbs, not through medicine. Okay. So I am a
Good.
big believer in learning your body. I am a huge believer in educating yourself so that you don't have to rely on medication and you actually can feel good in your body every day and know how to fuel your body, the things to put in, what things to avoid, so that you can actually show up in this life and feel great. Have the energy to, run around with your kids and show up for your family and even come to work feeling really good so that you can get the job done that you were hired to do and feel good about it. So those are my credentials. I have been coaching full time for 11 years. So this year makes my 11th year of coaching full time, majorly focusing on women and maternal health. So that's like my passion, women and maternal health. My journey started postpartum, and that's where that maternal health really ignite that passion for me. I was 240 pounds postpartum. Now, prior to pregnancy, I was not an athlete. I was not, in shape. I didn't come from a family background where we were super health conscious. So I really started this wellness journey and got educated postpartum when I was 240 pounds, and I just felt completely disconnected from myself. And of course, out of shape. Of course, I was going through the postpartum depression. And at that time, I just desperately wanted to feel good in my body again. So I did the fad diet, and I'm gonna be real with you, and that's what makes me the coach that I am today. I did all that fad diet, and I did the yo-yo diet, and I try to beat my body into submission in the gym by being there for way too long, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, going twice a day. I was completely obsessed with trying to get this weight off. I was doing whatever diet my neighbors were, my friends were doing, or whoever said, you're gonna get this weight off quickly. I was doing it. And what happened is two things. One, I was losing and gaining the weight over and over and over again, which is hard on the body, which is hard on the metabolism, but it's also hard on your mental health. I just thought that like, okay, I'm not doing enough, and that's what made me so obsessed with going harder and harder and harder. And it wasn't until I had this extreme acne breakout from like literally one side of my face all the way to the other that my body was sending me a signal like, girl, no. What you're, first of all, you were not um, maintaining the weight loss because it wasn't sustainable. And two, you were destroying your metabolism. And now your body is sending you all these signals that what you're doing is damaging. And so at that point, I was like, okay, I have to stop with this fad diet and stuff, and I really need to get educated. I need to figure out what does it mean to be healthy. I need to learn more about health education and definitely nutrition education because I was eating as little as I could just to try to get the weight off, and it backfired. And so, over the past 11 years, my goal has been to educate people on how to actually fuel your body correctly. But for me, it goes beyond just the nutrition. It's about your mental and emotional health. So, we talk a lot about that. It's about the company you keep, your social connection. So, it is like all the pillars of health. It's physical health, nutritional health, mental and emotional health, social well-being. It's your spiritual well-being. It is everything combined. And so, what we did with this program, Redefine Wellness, is that took all the things that I know are super important and we put it into this program for you guys to help you redefine what health actually looks like. And to adjust those habits so that you can actually know and feel confident that you're making the right health choices for yourself. Okay.
Hmm.
And what makes this program a lot different, I'm about to show you guys the handbook, is that you get a coach who is actually right here with you every single step of the way. It's not like other associate or employee wellness programs where they just give you an app, and it's like, who knows if you're going through the app? Who knows is if what you're reading, you're actually implementing it in your own life. It's one thing to read something. It's a whole nother ballpark when you read it and you say, okay, now let me move my feet. Now I'm implementing it. On top of that, you have me as your coach who is right here holding you accountable to it. Okay. So that is what the just kind of like an overview of Redefine Wellness. But I am going to share my screen. I'm going to skim through the handbook because you guys have it. So I'm not going to read it verbatim word for word. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'm not going to read it verbatim word for word. I'm going to pull out the most where's my screen at? I'm going to the most important parts of it. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is Redefined Wellness. Let me close out any other things on my screen that's possibly getting in the way here. Okay, you should have this handbook inside of your resource file, okay? This is the handbook
Okay.
where you're going to get a lot of answers to your questions in regard to like program structure, expectations, etc. So when I scroll through this, it's going to show you, okay, it's one page at a time. Great. Okay, so inside the handbook is going to be a bio of myself, what to expect, incentives, what the program is about, how to set up the My Coach app, Rosalind. Nutrition 101. Now, these are things that you will read by yourself. Like I gave you like a overview of nutrition 101. What are calories? What are carbs, macros, protein? You're going to learn this inside the program through many lessons, but this is my way of giving you a head start on some of the things that you're actually going to learn. Okay. So, like I said, I already mentioned bachelor's in psychology, behavior change specialist. My approach to wellness goes way beyond the physical. We're all about the mental and emotional self. I'm really big into habit change because we know that our habits like pretty much determines our outcomes, right? We are a sum of our habits. And so the goal is to create healthy and sustainable habits, one that actually increase your health and vitality. And we're going to work on getting rid of the ones that are holding you back and making you sick. Okay. So my goal is to provide you with the tools, the knowledge, the resources, the personalized support to build sustainable habits and optimize your nutrition, strengthen your mindset, and also reduce the risk of chronic illness and disease. And one thing that we know, and this is through research, that most chronic illnesses and diseases are lifestyle related. Okay, they're related to your habits. They're related to your lifestyle. So you can say, okay, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, it runs in my family, right? And a lot of us like to say that. However, what really runs in your family are the habits that have been passed down from generation to generation because those chronic illnesses are lifestyle related. It is based on what you're eating. It is based on your environment, what type of, environment you're living in. It's based on those habits that you have. So, just to debunk that, if you ever felt like diabetes or any other chronic illness runs in my family and therefore I am more susceptible to it, I would challenge you to think that no, it is really your habits, and through research, it is proven your habits is what determines that chronic illness and disease. The healthier your habits, the less, you're more likely to even develop those things, okay? All right, so Redefine Wellness is an 8-week coaching experience. It's designed to help you achieve sustainable health goals through practical strategies. I'm all about practicality, okay? Personalized support and real world application. What that means is that what we're working on are small daily habits, one day at a time. I believe in 1% better every day. Do better than yesterday. If that means that you ain't drink, if you drank 4 sodas yesterday, I'm gonna challenge you today to do only 3. You know what I'm saying? Like scaling this thing so that you're actually developing the habits that are going to work for you and eliminating the ones that work away from you. I mean, eliminate the ones that don't work for you. All right. And so at Brightview, we believe that wellness goes way beyond work performance. It's about optimizing your health, balance, and overall quality of life. And so when you take care of your whole self physically, mentally, emotionally, you thrive in every single area of your life. You show up better at work, you show up better at home, and everywhere else in between. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna skim through this because it's saying the same thing. Here's why it works. It's practical, focus on real world actions. It's personalized to you, and you'll see how. We'll go over that. That's through your weekly check-ins, which is like the major component of this program. And it's sustainable. I would never tell you to do anything that's not realistic, that's going to take you from 0 to 100. And because we are inside the app and we have access to direct communication, we can talk about what's realistic for you based on where you are right now and what's not. And then based on that information you give me, I will strategically scale you over time. Okay. So for instance, like if we have like I want you to hit 8K steps a day, right? But you're like, hey, Crystal, really, I'm looking at my watch and I only get like 3K steps a day. To go to expect 8K steps out of you when you normally do 3K is not really realistic. So if you're doing 3K, then I'm gonna say, hey, this week, let's focus on 3,500 or 4K. And then over the weeks, you can work up to 8K. So that's what we mean by sustainable and realistic, okay? By the
Mm-hmm.
end of this program, you can expect to feel confident in your ability to make healthier choices, to build sustainable habits that actually fit your lifestyle, that fit your work schedule, your home, schedule and availability. We are definitely going to improve your understanding of so many aspects of nutrition, fitness, stress management, also chronic illness awareness and disease. You will get a workout program that is 6 week long. It starts at week 3, but you're going to be able to increase your strength, endurance, energy, mood, overall health. And of course, it's always great to connect with your colleagues from all different communities of Brightview. And it's a really great way to build your support system through this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm not going to read this stuff verbatim because if you're inside the app, you would have already noticed this. So, Rosalind, once you get into the app, you're going to see these things. So, I'm going to just quickly go over it, but I'm starting with the daily notifications. So daily notification means that at 9 a.m., that's the original time is set. You can go into your settings and change this time, but at 9 a.m., you're going to get a notification on on your phone that says check in. That means go to your personalized dashboard. Okay. So the default time is at 9 a.m., but you can change that to whatever time works best for you. But it's just a reminder like, hey, check in today. Your lessons are available, something like that. That's what the notification will say. All right. Then we have lessons. Each week, we are covering a different theme. So the lessons are mini lessons. They're not super long lessons that's going to take up a lot of your time. Most of the reading is anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes max, depending on what we're talking about. And usually that's with like when we get into week 3, where we're talking a little bit deeper into nutrition, like your metabolism and stuff like that. At any point throughout the day, I don't care what time you get in the app and look at the lesson, but I will encourage you to get in there and look at it. These are all the things that I found to be the most important to learn and understand when you are starting your health journey, to have this understanding of nutrition. That's a big one because you can have the best workout plan in the world. You could be super active on your feet, but if your nutrition is not aligned with your goal, then you're going to make very slow progress. Okay, very slow. So the lessons, all you're going to do is tap on that lesson and read it for the day. Once you are done reading it, you'll click the check mark on your dashboard to indicate that you read the lesson and it is done. Check, I read it. Okay. Now, here's an important part. You can't skip ahead here, and this is to avoid you feeling overwhelmed, okay? Because nobody wants a whole bunch of information thrown at them. We don't retain information well that way. So every day, a new lesson will, Monday through Friday, a new lesson will unlock. You cannot go ahead to tomorrow's date and look at that lesson. It will only unlock on the day that it is scheduled to. However, if you miss a lesson, you can go back. So, Rosalind, if you're just getting it in here today, which is the 16th, you can go back on your dashboard to the 15th, the 14th, and the 13th and read the lesson and fill out your preliminary forms, okay? But you just
Mm-hmm.
can't skip ahead to tomorrow or next week or anything like that.
Okay.
Because wellness isn't about doing everything at once. It's about consistency and steady progress. And also, I have it programmed where one lesson is building on another. So we're not skipping around to all these different things like putting the cart before the horse. You're going to start with learning what calories are, and then over the week, then we'll work up to what the metabolism is. Then we work up to body composition and more advanced nutrition topics. Okay. So that's what you're going to see a lesson Monday through Friday for the next 8 weeks. Okay. There's a heart that you can click. If there's a lesson that like, wow, I want to remember this. I want to go back and read it again. There's a heart icon you can click and it will save in your favorites. All you got to do is go to your profile. And I think there is a favorites tab and you can go read all the ones that you favored. Okay. All right, then we have our actions. Okay, so every time you complete an action on your dashboard, you are just going to click it to let me know because I will be able to see it on my end. Let me know that you got it done. Okay, when it's complete, it will show a green check mark. This is an important part of the program, which is your streak, your current streak. I'll be able to see in you every day that you check in, your streak is building. Okay, this is showing me that you are here, you're in the program, and you're consistent. It's also showing you like, okay, dang, I've been checking in for the last 14 days. I've been checking in for the last 30 days. I had a few people in cohort one, they made it past 100 days of their streak. And when you hit the streak, it will come with incentives. So I'll share that with you, okay? But this is just a way for you to celebrate your progress and for you to stay consistent. All right. When we get to our workouts and workout in week 3, I'll go over this whole workout thing, but it's very simple and easy to use. Forms, you will see some forms connected or a part of your day. Now, every Monday through Friday, there's a lesson, but there's not always a form you need to fill out. Now, the goal of this program is to actually implement what you learn. And so there are certain lessons, many lessons that I want you to read that information and then I want you to apply it to yourself. And so you'll have a form that is associated with the lesson for you to complete so that you can actually take what you just read and say, okay, now how does this apply to me? And how can I start to make steps forward? I think there's so much time we are moving through our days and we're not really paying attention to ourselves and our health. Or we'll read information and we don't stop to think, okay, well, how can I implement this? How does this apply to me? You will have forms built into certain lessons so that you can actually take this information and use it. Because what's the point of having the information if you're not going to actually take it and move your feet with it? Okay. So you will have forms there. They'll say self-checks. Okay. So after completing the lesson, after reading the lesson, you'll complete the self-check if it is associated with that. Okay. And then you'll just submit that. Messages, we do have direct messaging back and forth. So if you have an issue or you want to talk to me about something personal, please send me a direct message. Communities, you'll see 2 communities. I just put the nutrition one up, opened it up yesterday. The community is for us to connect with each other. Also, this is where I'll be doing a lot of my communication with you throughout every week. So I'll run streak challenges, I'll run protein challenges, I'll run different challenges to help keep you engaged, but also to give you some incentive. Okay. But this is also too where there's at the top of both groups, there is a pinned thread for Q&A questions. So that means at any point of time, if it's not a personal question, please post it to the group. If it's a nutrition question, you'll post it to the nutrition group. So that way I can keep track of all the nutrition questions because those come very plentiful. If it's not a nutrition question, then you'll leave it in our main community, okay? But if it is and the reason why I want you to post it because everyone benefits from you asking your question. Like it might be something that you were thinking or someone else was thinking and maybe they didn't want to ask. And I am an open book. Please ask me. Like that's why I'm here. But people don't ask questions. And so it is beneficial for you to put your question in the group in the questions thread so that at any time you can go through and read everyone's questions and get the answer to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what our community is for. All right, data tracking. So you'll be able to track your own data inside your profile. So you'll be able to take your progress pictures, which I do encourage. Nobody will see it except for me if you load it into the app. I encourage you to load it into the app, but if you don't want to load it into the app, that's fine. I do encourage you to still take progress photos because progress is not only measured by the scale. Some people are weight losers while other people are inch losers, right? So you need to be able to see the best way to measure your success is in how you are fitting your clothes, it's in your measurements, it's comparing these pictures from week 1 to week 4. The scale may have moved only 1 or 2 pounds, but you see a huge difference in your body composition. So I always encourage you, please take the photos. You don't have to like the photos. That's okay. The goal is use those photos as motivation to show up and do what you need to do. Okay. That's what they're for. It's just data. So you can take your photos and you can take your measurements, upload them. Nobody in Brightview will be able to see them. If you upload them, only I will be able to see them. Okay. And I just take them and compare 1 week to the next, and I send it to you. Say, hey, here's your progress from week 1 to week 3. Boom. So that's helpful. Also, you'll be able to connect your watch to it and things like that and track all of your data. All right, resources. We spoke about this. You have your resource file. I've already preloaded a whole lot of information in there. So please take time to go through it. From using a food scale to using ChatGPT to help you come up with quick and easy meal ideas. There's a lot in there. If there is something specific that you have a question about, and I realize that there is not a resource for it, I'm going to create a resource and put it in the file so that everybody has access to it. Okay. So please let me know. This is very much a coaching relationship, a back and forth. I don't know unless you ask or tell me. And I really want you guys to just be very open with me so that I can give you all the value I possibly can in our time together. All right. All right. A few more things. You can track your nutrition. All right. So if you are tracking your nutrition, which I do encourage, but it's, not necessary for starters, there is an app called Macros First. I'll talk to you guys about that inside the nutrition group. You can track your food. So Macros First, or some of you guys may have heard of MyFitnessPal. It's just a food tracking app, okay, where you can scan your food in and you can get an idea of how many calories you're consuming every day. Calories matter because, let's say, for instance, if your goal is to lose weight and we calculate your calories and say, okay, Karen, so in order for you to lose weight, based on your age, your weight, your height, your current activity level, your diet and history, etc., I determined that your weight loss calories are 1900. If you are eating above 1900 calories, you are not in a deficit. You are not going to lose weight. Likewise, let's say you eat 1800, don't say 19. Let's say you eat 1900 calories Monday through Friday, but then Saturday and Sunday roll around and you fall off your routine and then you are eating 22, 23, 2400 calories. What we're looking at is your average calories over 7 days. So we put all the calories from Monday through Sunday together and we add them all up. We get this grand number of calories. We divide it by 7. If it is over 1900 calories, then you were not in a deficit for that week. You could have easily just ruined it Saturday and Sunday, if that makes sense. So the goal is for you to know how many calories you need so that we can create that awareness and you don't go over those calories if your goal is weight loss. Okay. But we'll talk about that. All right. If you don't have a profile picture on the app, please set up a profile so I can see your beautiful face. And then the last thing is connecting your apps. You can connect Macros First. You can connect MyFitnessPal, which are the 2 food diary apps. If you have a fitness watch, a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, or a Ring, you can connect those things as well, which means that whatever steps you are tracking here is going to automatically populate into the My Coach app as well, and I'll be able to see what you got going on. All right. All right, I'm gonna go through this one quickly. Like I said, we have daily lessons. So week 1 is about laying the foundation. This is where you're going to set your goals. This is where you're going to review your habits. You will have a few forms to fill out in week 1 because this is all about reconnecting with yourself and understanding, what you value, what are your core values, etc. All right, week 2, we are going to start nutritional well-being, which is nutrition 101. What are calories? What are carbs? Why is protein important? Why are carbs important? Why is healthy fat important? You're going to learn the basic of why these nutrients are essential to your health. Week 3 is advanced nutrition. That's where we get into metabolism and body composition and how to lose body fat and etc. So it's a little bit more advanced from week 2. Week 4 is where we start our physical well-being, where you're going to learn about strength training, how to progress yourself through the workouts, and things all around strength. Step goals, why steps are so important, and things like that. Then we go into week 5, which is mental well-being. So we're talking about like limiting beliefs. We're talking about progress over perfection. All these mindset barriers that pop up that kind of just stops us. We're going to talk through those things, okay? And as always, I encourage you, if anything that you read resonates with you and you need more support behind it, please DM me. That's why I'm here. You like utilize me, okay? I'm here for that. Week 6 is just about chronic illness, awareness, and disease. So we're talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, things of the sort, like the most like the top rated or the ones that are like priority, like what we see a lot in our population. Okay. All right, then we get to the last 2 weeks, which is community building and social support. So this way we're talking about like the environment you keep and how to maintain your habits and your progress when you go out into the community. We even talking about peer pressure because you know it's hard when you're on this health path and everyone else around you is not. It makes it extremely difficult to stay the course. And so this week is about social well-being. It's about setting boundaries. It's about understanding that what the goals you have for yourself are important. And even when people in your environment try to deter you or make you come, like, go off that path, you have to stay strong mentally and emotionally to not do it, or you need to remove yourself. So this is just about the big role that social well-being plays in your health journey. Okay. And then week 8, as we wrap it up, is wellness planning and continued success. So you're going to have a roadmap that is pretty much giving you the most important parts of week 1 through 8. So that after this program, should at any point you kind of like veer off and fall off track, you can go to this document, you go to your roadmap, and you're going to say, okay, I start here. And then I do this, and then I do this, and do that. This is your roadmap, okay? Going through all the things of this program, but it's condensed, right? Um,
Hmm.
and then your workouts no more than 30 to 45 minutes long. This starts at the beginning of week 3. So it goes week 3 to week 8. It's a 6-week program. Just to give you an example of what the workouts look like, it'll be a full body strength. And you can do this at home or gym. You let me know if you have dumbbells at home, you'll get a dumbbell program. If you are a gym goer, you can get a gym program. You just got to let me know which one you prefer. But you'll have a full body workout, you'll have an upper body strength, you'll have lower body strength, okay? And there are 2 phases. So week 3 through 5 is phase 1. And then week 6 through 8 is phase 2. So phase 2 is if you completed the first phase, then I'm going to progress you a little bit more in the second phase so that you're not doing the same workouts for 6 weeks. If you're ready for the progression, we'll talk about it and then you'll get the progression. Okay. But strength training is not required. This is just something for those to kind of meet you where you are. If you are currently strength training or you want to ease into it with coaching support, but it is not required for this program. I do suggest you focus on your steps, though, your daily step goal, if you decide to not do the strength program. Okay. Each
Okay.
workout does come with a video demo on how to perform the exercise correctly, most of which are me doing the demo and showing you how to do it correctly. Okay. All right, we are almost done. Nutrition guidance. So you'll understand, this is kind of like a breakdown. You'll understand the fundamentals of nutrition. You'll also, inside of this handbook, you'll see a link where you can calculate your nutrition your daily calorie goal, so that you know like what range of calories you need to stay in for your goal, whether it's weight loss, whether it's maintaining your weight. I've even had people come in and say, hey, I want to gain weight, but you need to know what your calories are because calories are king. Okay. Let's see. Once you hit your 30-day mark, your streak, if you log in for 30 days straight, I am going to customize your macros for you. That's me telling you how many calories, how much protein, how much carbs, how much fat you specifically need per day. Okay. I'm a certified macro coach. So I'll look at your nutrition coaching form, which you filled out day 2. You fill that out, and then Rosalind, you'll just have to go back on October 14th, I put up that fitness and nutrition coaching form. I'm go off of that form, unless your weight changed by 10 pounds. I'll go off of that form and then I will calculate your macros and get it right over to you. You'll also have a macro guide to look through, and you'll also have the video tutorials on how to track your macros, how to use a food scale, and etc. So macros are not a part of this program, but as a reward for you hitting that 30-day streak, I'm going to customize and give you your own personalized macro profile. Okay. You'll know how much calories, carbs, fat, protein you should be consuming per day to optimize your health and reach your wellness goals. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Stress management, habit tracking. So you'll learn, like I said, strategies to manage your stress. You will be provided daily habits. So if you haven't seen already, our major habits that we're working on right now is a water goal, and we're working on a step goal. Okay, those are the major two. Soon we'll be working on a workout goal, like a strength training goal. We'll factor that in. Also, because your dashboard is customized and personalized, if you say, "Hey, Crystal, I really want to work on whatever the habit is. Maybe it's getting up every morning doing gratitude. Maybe it's a Bible study. Maybe it's taking a 30-minute walk. Maybe it's spending time with your spouse. Whatever it is, I will put it on your dashboard for you so that you can check that off. That is your personal thing outside of the program that you'll be able to check off. It could also be a goal that it could also be a habit that you want to break. Like I've had some participants in the past cohorts who like they have like this little nighttime routine where they have to like get their chocolate and have like a glass of wine and things like that, but they know it works against their goals. And as long as you're transparent with me, say, hey, this is what I'm faced with right now. I have this habit of doing XYZ. I'm saying, okay, I'll put it on your dashboard. No wine. And every day you don't drink that wine, that habit that you created, every day you check it off, then that's you prove it to yourself that, yeah, you can rid that habit. You just need that structure and accountability and for someone to be here with you to kind of walk you through it. So the habit can be something you want to create, or it could be a habit you want to break, just to, give you some perspective. All right. Okay, there's a big part right here. A little extra motivation. So, as your coach, I'm personally giving away 30 days of one-on-one online coaching, and it's valued at $750. All right. To help you continue your journey after this 8 weeks. The person that it goes to is the one who is the most compliant. Okay. Most compliant, meaning like I can see on my end, because this is very much a program where you are an active participant. I can see on my end the compliance rate. Compliance is tracked through you reading your lessons, you checking off your daily habits, you participating in the community. That's how compliance is automatically tracked via the app. It's not me doing it. It's the app is tracking your activity. Whoever is the most compliant by the end of 8 weeks will win that additional 4 weeks of coaching with me one-on-one outside of Brightview. Okay. This is where you're going to get a customized 4 week plan. You'll get your customized macros and nutrition coaching. We'll do our weekly check-ins. And of course, like the communication stays high touch. Like we're talking throughout the week. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. Okay. So this gets down to an important part of our um, program requirements. Okay. So again, this is very much a active program. So the key is to participate. You will have weekly check-ins. Okay. You will have to read the lessons, follow your action steps, participate in the community. For the first 14 days, if your compliance falls below 75%, within the first 14 days, you will be removed from the program because we want people in the program who are actually going to take action. That's what the program is for. We didn't build this program like other programs where you can just come in and dibble dabble in and out and you don't actually make an impact on your health. This program is for you to actually make a huge impact on your health. And so that's why within the first 14 days, 2 weeks, if your compliance falls below 75%, you will be removed. And then you can apply to the next cohorts. So it's not like you like banned. It's just that maybe you're not ready right now, and that's fine. we are having another cohort in January. So you can enroll then when you are ready and you're ready to like really take ownership of your health. After 14 days, you must maintain a compliance of at least 70% or more to remain in the program. Okay. So that is the activity or the participation that we expect within this program. Commitment and accountability, that means track your progress, maintain consistent. Again, you have a coach here. So if there's any type of roadblock that you're experiencing, let me know. I'm here to help you work through it. Okay. Open and honesty. Okay. The better you communicate with me, the better I can support you. Engagement with your lessons, and a growth mindset. Embrace setbacks as a part of your journey. Progress. That's what we're focusing on, not perfection. Okay. And it's our small daily habits that add up and make a huge impact. Okay. All right, this part I don't really have to go over too much because I already said it. You have two communities. One is a main group, one is a nutrition group. There's a Q&A thread pinned to the top of each group. Please leave your questions there. If it is something that is personal, that you don't want community to see, please DM me and I will respond to you via DM. Okay. This is just explaining the communities. Milestone and symptoms. So when you get your 30-day streak, you'll get your customized macro profile, and then you also get like a shout out in the groups and in the Brightview community through BV links of your achievement. Okay. So we want to congratulate you and support you all the way through. When you hit your 45-day streak, again, you get that shout out and you're into a raffle to win a food scale and glass meal prep containers or Legion protein powder of your choice. I know, Karen, you tried the Legion at the wellness fair, but you'll be able to pick a supplement. 60-day streak, the shout out, but you're also entered to win a pair of high quality headphones. That could be like Beats or something like that. A walking pad, and a lot of people from the past cohorts, like they really like the walking pads. A walking pads, and also too, you get that chance to win that one-on-one coaching for an additional 4 weeks. All right. And then the goal is to complete the program with an 80% compliance. I know we gave out drawstring bags at the health fair, but everyone who participates in the program, at an 80%. Okay, my thing is blurring out. But you should get you'll get a drawstring bag. We'll just find out which community you're at and we'll send them to your community. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Any questions? I know I went through a whole lot of information. I didn't stop. Thank you, Karen. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, any questions? What you got, girl?
Okay, I was waiting for the end. I have a ton of questions.
Okay.
Okay, so while it looked like I wasn't paying attention, I was 100% paying attention to you
Yeah.
and linking my apps at the same time because you'd mentioned apps. So I was
Yes.
trying to figure that out.
Uh-huh.
So what do you get to see? Do you get to see anything since I've linked those apps?
Yeah. So what did you link so far?
My Fitbit, so you can see the steps hopefully,
I'll be
and
able to see
and all the
that.
things. I gave you access to all the things.
Okay.
And like I'm like, okay, whatever
Yeah.
helps.
Whatever
And
you linked, I'll be able to see it on my dashboard. So what I'll do is if you linked it, once we get off the call, I'll go into your dashboard and I'll let you
Mhm.
know if I can view it. If not, I'll have you relink it again.
Okay. Yeah, I've been pretty I was concerned that didn't link up, but it said connected, but I got an error message. So yeah, just let me
Okay.
know.
Yep, I sure
That
will.
was is it fitness and my fitness pal.
Okay.
Um so I have been very sporadic with my fitness pal off and on,
Okay.
through this whole journey that I've been on for years. So
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to the accountability, right? So
Yeah,
you'll get to see what I'm eating there, or do you need
I
me to
will.
go and put it into this macros page? Because I didn't know how to do that
So
there.
if it doesn't matter which one you choose, what I prefer is macros first. And that's because, well, both macros first and my Fitness Pal does connect to the My Coach app. I don't have my Fitness Pal on my personal phone, but I do have macros first because that's what I use. I will also ask you for your screen name so that I can actually go into your logs through my phone and view your logs. I'll request you as a friend and then I'll have access to your logs that way. I don't have access to your logs where I can actually go in through my personal device with my Fitness Pal because I don't have that. So if you're open to learning macros first, which is very super easy. I switched because I like it better. I like it better than my Fitness Pal. But Whichever one you prefer is fine. Whichever one you feel you're gonna be the most compliant with. It's
Yeah, I think my Fitness Pal, I mean, I've been using it for years, so it's really
yep,
easy for
that's
me to
fine.
just obviously, and I do have the pro account where I can
Okay,
adjust the
perfect.
macros.
Well, you can
So
get it
like if you say,
exactly.
can do these macros, I can adjust that to my
Perfect.
goals.
Perfect.
So I'll start with that, and if we can discuss whether or not
Yeah.
it's better to go to macro
And if for
first
some
later.
reason, yeah, and if for some reason, like I should be able to see my fitness pal because it is a connected app for this program. If not, then I was to say, hey, Karen, send me a screenshot and DM it to me. Let me see what you got going on today. DM it to me. I'll give you feedback.
Awesome.
Yep.
So steps.
Hmm.
Um, I am at a desk all day
Yeah.
and I barely get like 3,000 steps unless I'm running around for an event.
Okay.
And as I had mentioned to you, Rosalind, I'm sorry, I'm getting like super like in depth here. I have injured my foot.
Okay.
Great news. My ortho said you can push through the pain, but only if, you can push through the pain.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt myself further
Okay.
by doing these things. It'll just hurt, it'll just hurt.
Right.
Um, but I am a gym person and now that I know I can go back to the gym, I'm more inclined to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So is there like a step converter thing? So like if I'm at the gym doing an elliptical, I'm not counting steps on that. It's just not counting steps.
Right.
Um, or if I'm lifting weights, is there like, okay, Karen, I know you
Yeah.
only got 3,000 steps today, but good
Mhm.
job you went to the gym. Like how
Yeah. Yeah.
does that work?
So what you can do inside the app is you can add your own workouts. So like I saw someone yesterday add to like you can add if you did a workout, you can say I walked, or I think there's a scroll where you can pick what you did. So you
Okay.
can just add that in. If you did the elliptical, let's say I'm looking, I'm like, okay, your steps are at 3K. But I do see that you added in the elliptical. I do see that you added in strength training. Cool. It just
So
shows.
that might track from I have the Google Watch actually, but
Mhm.
they do the Fitbit. Because I do like, oh, I'm doing
Oh yeah, so
strength
that's
training or
if
whatever. Will
yeah, if
that
it's
feed
connected,
over?
it'll populate. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great.
You color
What
girl.
else did I have?
Mhm.
I think those were my main questions. Oh, no, BMR. So I'm assuming because you mentioned you would look at what our proper calorie intake should be to be
Correct.
in deficit.
Correct.
I'm assuming that's the BMR and
Correct.
we'll always be eating a minimum of our BMR or at least matching or going lower than the BMR. What does that look like?
That's a great question. Okay, let me scroll down where you can calculate your BMR here and where did I put it at? So your BMR is the minimum amount of calories that your body needs per day. Oh, unless someone enter the chat. Unless someone Hello. Your BMR is the minimum amount of calories you should be consuming per day. That is like if you go be below that, you're gonna start to see biofeedback. Remember when I said I was eating so low in calories, I started to break out with like really bad acne. Some people
Hmm.
experience that. Some people experience hair thinning, brittle nails, dry lips, cracked lips. It's some type of feedback that's saying, okay, you're not eating enough calories. At the very minimum, you are at your BMR calories. Your BMR is based on your age, your weight, and your height. Okay. That means if you were a couch potato and you were doing nothing else, you need at least your BMR calories. But because we are active people and you're out here and you're working, we have families and you're going to the gym and you're moving and you're fidgeting throughout the day, you need above your BMRs. You need at least 150 calories above that BMR just so that your body doesn't go into like what we call like the starvation mode where it just stops progressing. Your body is always going to try to protect you. So if you're eating chronically low in calories, based on your own stats, your weight, your age, your weight, your height, etc., your body is going to prioritize keeping you alive. It don't care about you wanting to lose the weight. We're going to make sure that your organs are running, like your body is functioning properly. And that's where people see weight loss stall and they hit this plateau they can't break because they've been eating too low in calories for way too long. Your body's going to prioritize keeping you alive versus you wanting to lose weight. what you're going to find is the only way for you to start losing weight is for you to eat more calories. It's rebuilding your metabolism. And once we can rebuild and raise the metabolism, then we can go back into a deficit a little bit later and your body's going to respond because now it feels safe. Now it's like,
Okay.
okay, we're not dying. We're not starving. We have food here. Okay, what you want me to do? You want me to lose weight? Okay, we're going to start this process. But not when you like beating into submission like I was trying to do. It
Yeah.
didn't work. It doesn't work. So BMR is the minimum amount of calories that you need per day just for survival. You should be eating above that by at least 150 calories, and I'll be able to help you determine that. Okay, but there is a link here. If I can just find out where I put it, we're following the healthy plate method. And this is nutrition information. I think the link is here somewhere. What are calories? What are macros? Why are they important? Determining your calories. Yeah, so you hit this calorie calculator and you will figure out what your BMR is. And then from there, you can subtract, I would say subtract 250 calories from it to begin with. And then we can subtract 500. But we're going to go into this. And I'm going to look at your form too, and I'm going to advise you of what your deficit calories could be. So even though you're reading this information, if you want to just know at the very least, okay, what are my deficit calories? I will talk to you about it inside of a DM inside the app. I'll look at the fitness and nutrition form you filled out. I'll calculate your deficit calories for you and say, all right, Karen, this is where I need you. If your goal is weight
Okay.
loss, Rosalind, iPhone 51. If whatever whatever your goal is, I'll calculate the calories for you. So you at the very least need to make sure you're staying within that range. Now at your 30-day streak, I'm going to give you all the numbers. Out of this, let's say 1900 calories for your deficit, I need you at X amount of protein. I need you at X amount of carbs and X amount of healthy fats. And it's for a good reason. Protein speeds your metabolism, it helps you build muscle, it helps you recover your muscle to recover, your body to recover from strength training. It also helps you to feel full longer, satiated so that you're not like craving stuff all day. Carbs, that's your body's main and preferred source of energy. So you need the carbs. Healthy fats help to regulate your hormones. So these nutrients are super important. And we're going to get all into macronutrition in week 3, but I did give you here just if you want to jump ahead a little bit without going into like the lessons, nutrition 101, why are macros important? Before that, what are macros? Before that, what are calories? So we're starting from the bottom, the basic, and working our way up. Okay. That makes sense?
So then on that topic, so we've got the BMR. You're gonna give me those calories. And
Yeah.
that's basic, but what about I've burned 700 calories on this amazing walk, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
Do I eat those calories or do I let them be my deficit?
Nope, don't eat the calories because when we calculate your calories, I'm already factoring in what your activity level is. So if your calories are tracking inside the MyFitnessPal app,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
will detach that because MyFitnessPal is going to say if you burnt 700 calories, then you can go ahead and eat them back. Don't do that because I already calculated your activity level into the calories I gave you.
Yeah, I've already removed that feature
Okay, good.
currently. I just want to make sure that was right. So I'm
Correct.
like,
Yep.
I don't let it calculate that
Don't let
back
it
in.
calculate. Don't let it add it back in.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Um,
those are all my questions. Rosalie, your turn.
all right. I want to ask. Thank you. I think I gained from your questions also. What I want to say is that, I mean, there are things that I don't, there are things I eat that I don't know if it will be on your app. That's why
Okay.
there are so many things I eat that may not be in your app because for these few months, I try to avoid, I don't eat breakfast. I eat from that 3 o'clock. I mean, if I eat like one meal
Mm-hmm.
a day and then I may eat fruits and other things. I just determine on my own.
Okay.
So I don't know what I eat may not be on your app.
Well, whatever you eat. Okay, so give me an example. What do you
It may
eat?
not be your app.
Give me an example. What you eat?
Oh my God. I cook the soup. So is there so many things inside that soup.
Goes
So
into it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
get a little portion and then take it to work. I eat at work most of the time.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
true because when you are tracking your food, unless you are taking the time and inputting your recipe, so whatever you put into your soup, the only way for you to know how much calories, carbs, fat, protein, what is the makeup of what you're eating is to create a recipe inside of the MyFitnessPal or Macros First app.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only way. So let's just say you were doing like whatever your protein is, whatever beans, whatever broth, whatever vegetables, whatever you are adding in, you would need to use a food scale,
Mm-hmm.
weigh how much you are inputting into this whole entire recipe, since it's like a big pot, how much
Mm-hmm.
protein, let's say hypothetically you put in 20 ounces, I mean, sorry, yeah, 20 ounces of chicken, and then you putting in 5 ounces of beans or whatever. You have to weigh it on your food scale and you have to tell my fitness pal exactly because otherwise you won't know. There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, because
No?
like us, we cook differently.
Correct. Yeah.
We'll put meat, put dry fish, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Put crayfish, put
Mm-hmm.
pepper, put this, and then put vegetables, and then
Okay.
just do it. So I was sitting down here calculating.
Yeah. No, but you can still be successful. You can still be successful with eating what you're eating. I will ask you, and we could talk about this offline if you want to. I do want to understand why you were only eating one time a day. I would like to understand that.
No,
Um,
I just decide on my because like I was listening to a nice preacher. I was saying he said that because I know that for I never had cholesterol problem before. I
mhm.
never. But this last time I went, they said it's a little bit. So the man said you don't need medication. You just need because I never
Change your diet.
I said maybe because I'm eating too much food from at work. Because
Okay.
they give us all those cheese, blah, 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 and then we just free food is something people
Yeah,
love to. But
that'll
I
do
just
it.
decided, really, I decided I'm not eating. I don't want to eat food in the at work. I want to
Okay.
maintain my
Good.
own food because I never had those problems.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
and I see that. So he said your blood pressure is a little bit high, but it's
Okay.
not something you will take medication. He said, but just like a change your lifestyle.
Your
I said,
diet.
I
Yes.
don't want to. I'm not eating those things anymore because
Absolutely.
those things because from cholesterol it will advert to my blood flow will be somehow affected. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, I don't just want to just maintain my own
Hmm.
feeling.
Yeah.
So that's what happened, and it worked for me very well, to be
Okay.
frank. My blood pressure is okay. So it worked for me very well, but I've not gone back to check my cholesterol per se
Okay.
because I wasn't having problem with it. And
Okay.
another thing I was telling them, I said, I don't really sleep much at night because when I come back from work, I have too many things to do that I don't sleep much. So that's the only thing I would say.
We're gonna work on that. I'm gonna have to create
Yeah,
some habits for you, a bedtime routine, something.
it's gonna be hard.
But here's the thing.
It's gonna be very hard.
You've already started making those changes. You said you
Yeah.
eat these things at work and you see how it has impacted your health in a negative way. The numbers ain't right. So
Hmm.
it's not good for you. You've already cut that out. So that is a
I got
step.
it out.
That's a win. That is a step in the right direction. I would say you don't absolutely because a lot of people don't track their food. A lot of people don't know how many calories they're eating. You should for awareness because if you have like a solid goal, like I want to lose weight, there's no way you're going to lose weight if you're not eating in a caloric deficit. That's just science. But you can say, I am making better food choices. Some people just simply say, I'm not tracking anything. I'm just going to make sure I'm eating a lot better. I'm going to make sure I have protein at every meal. I'm going to make sure I cut out, these foods that are prepackaged and filled with preservatives and additives and filled with sugar and things like that and be very successful because sometimes just cutting out those things makes a huge difference in your health and your lab work and your body
Hmm.
composition and everything. So if you find yourself in a position where you're like, okay, I really can't track right now, that is completely fine because you don't have to see major improvements in your health. I would say cut out the things that you know are working against you. If if there's like certain sweets, if it's alcohol, if whatever it is that you feel like I just know intuitively that I'm just going overboard with this, cut that out. And you're going to start to see things change anyway without even tracking anything, you know?
Because like steps, I walk in Dulles Corner,
Hmm.
and I have 2 floors I pass medication. So from you going from one place to the other, I mean, most people now are having knee pain because of walking, because you have to walk up and down.
Hmm.
So I've
That's
never,
good.
I don't know. I think I used to have a tracker before. I used to walk so many miles, but
Yeah.
I don't.
You
So
should get a watch just so you can see how much you're walking. But at the end of the day, this is just about making healthy choices, and ridding the habits that are holding you back. That's what this program is all about, habit formation. So as long as you're doing better, we're cleaning up the areas that are holding you back, whether that be with your nutrition, whether it be with your physical activity, or whether it be with your mindset. We are getting awareness around those things, and we're working to clean them up so that you can be progressive. In this program, we're not about perfection at all. It's just really about progress. Understanding where we're at, what we're faced with, what we need to change, what our goal is, and seeing if our daily habits align with that goal. And if not, then those are the things, the small action steps we're working on a daily basis. Because that's going
thank
to
you
push you
so
closer
much.
and closer to your health goals. Yeah, you're welcome. And I love this. Like, I'm here. I'm here for the back and forth communication. Something that's not in your handbook that I want to add in. I did this last cohort, and it worked out well, and I really enjoyed it. Every Friday, I ran a Focus Friday call. Zoom call, from 11 to 11:45 on Fridays. If you can make it, please do. If not, I will drop the recording in your resource file. But it's an
Okay.
opportunity to just have that one-on-one with me. I mean, we're in a group, but it's like this, like, okay, hey, Rosalind, what you got for me today? I'm discussing pretty much like what the week was about, very briefly,
Mm-hmm.
shortly, and I want to know, okay, do you have any questions about this week? And
Okay.
whatever questions you have for me, just in general, you can bring it, and we can talk about it. My goal is, as your coach, is to actually coach you. So show up to these calls if you actually need the help and support. You joined this program for a reason, is what I say, right? You like, something made you join this program. I want you to be able to exit this program feeling confident in your ability to reach your goals. You got something from this program. You got the support, the knowledge, the tools, the strategy, whatever it was, you got that here because you asked the questions and you read the lessons and you were actively participating, so that when you leave this program, you just like, I got all the clarity that I've been needing all this time. That's the
Mm-hmm.
whole point.
That's it.
You to get the clarity and the motivation and the encouragement. Okay. So
Thank you
yeah.
so.
You're welcome, of course. Hey, iPhone 51. I'm not sure who this is. But if you have any questions, I am here to answer them. So thank you for joining us. Okay, so let me see. I think we pretty much went through everything. This other stuff, these are things that you can read on your own. We went through the incentives, tips for success. Please put the app on your home screen of your phone. Out of sight, out of mind. It's so many apps in my phone that I don't even look at. And when I'm like perusing through my phone, I'm like, oh man, I forgot that was even there, because out of sight, out of mind. So if you can take just a moment to put the My Coach app on the home screen of your phone so that you can see it on a daily basis. Check in with your dashboard daily, check off your habits. Like I already said, ask questions. I love questions. No question is a dumb question. I don't care how simple you think it is. It's not a dumb question. If you don't ask, you won't know. So please ask me. And if you don't want to ask me in a group, ask me in a DM. All right. We're following a healthy plate method. I'll quickly go over that. And then we are wrapping up because we're about an hour in. Um, Take progress pictures, engage daily, all those things. Believe in yourself. Okay, that's a big one. Believe that you can change. Believe that you can reach your goals. Believe that you have the power within yourself to achieve that. It's all habits. You can change habits. You can. And so I'm here to help you do that, and also recognize which habits you have that need some altering. Okay. All right, all right. You guys can read through this. Healthy plate method really quickly. This is just about, I think I have a link here. for it is right here. Okay, this is very simple. You have a food list. I have documents inside of the nutrition group about what are all the foods for protein, what are all the carbs, what are all the healthy fats. Pretty much your plate just needs to look like this. So again, if you're not tracking your food, which is fine, but can you fill half of your plate up with fruits and veggies? Can we get a corner of your plate, 1/4 of your plate to be some source of protein? If you were putting that protein on the food scale, I would say make it at least 5 ounces. And then also a portion of your plate, 1/4 of your plate, in a healthy carb grain starch. There is a list of all of the things you can choose from. So you have the flexibility to build your plate however you like. Pick a protein, pick a carb, pick a fat, make the plate of your dreams, but it has to be healthy. Okay. So we're not looking at foods that are already prepackaged and those things they're like filled with like additives and sodium and all types of stuff. So the goal is to eat nutrient dense foods. Okay. So you'll just click on this link when you get to your handbook, and this will give you more information, and also check in with the group. Okay. Do you guys want to do a nutrition coaching call like this where we talk specifically about nutrition? Yeah. All right, we can say I can schedule that. I'll put up a poll inside the group to see what the best day and time will be for people. Because again, nutrition is everything. It's gonna make or break your progress.
It's true.
Like you can eat extremely healthy and still be obese because you're eating over the amount of calories you need. So the bottom line is like the numbers don't lie, and the goal is just to pick better quality food. Okay. All right, and then I think that is it. I'm gonna show you this last page really quick. This is information for you to read. This is a calorie calculator, but I also will give you your calories inside the group. Here's a sample meal plan. So for instance, if I give you your calories and you're somewhere around 1,600 calories for your deficit, this is just an example of what a 1,600 calorie meal plan will look like. The goal is to get in at least 100 grams of protein every day. Okay, 100 grams of protein every day. But these are just sample meal plans, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900 calories. Also have a document inside your resource file on how to use ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT what your calorie goal is. Tell them the foods you like. Tell it the foods you don't like. They're going to put together a meal plan for you. And I love that. All right, and these are just more key tips for nutrition, about nutrition timing, healthy fast, meal prep, yada, 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 yada. All right, and so that's it. This is like when we get to the workout section, how to scale your workouts if they're too hard, how to make them easier. If they're not hard enough, how to make them harder. Okay, so we'll get there. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. But yeah, okay, so that is it. And if you don't have any more questions for me, oh, she has to hop off. Okay, if you don't have any more questions for me, then we can wrap it up. But I thank you
So
guys so much.
you said we should download my coach on our phone.
Mhm. Did you get an email for access code?
Okay.
You want me to go ahead and resend it to you?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me do that right. Let me do it right now so you can let me know you got the email. Give me 1 second. I am going to stop recording this so it's just you and I on here. 1 second. How do I cut the recording off?